भारती न्यूज, सीधा, सटीक और निष्पक्ष।
Good evening and welcome to Bharati News. I am Bhavy Juneja. Let's have a look at the biggest news of the day. Here is the national news first. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday received the Dominica Award of Honor from President Sylvanie Burton. As a mark of gratitude for helping the Caribbean country during its fight against COVID-19, the award was conferred on PM Modi during the India-CARICOM summit on Wednesday. A statement from the Dominican President's office said that in February 2021, PM Modi supplied the country with 70,000 doses of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, calling it as a generous gift which enabled Dominica to extend support to its Caribbean neighbors. A thick layer of smog blanketed Delhi on Thursday morning as the air quality index reached 379 at 7 am, falling into the very poor category. The air quality index, which was registered under the severe category on Wednesday, has shown a slight improvement today. As winter is tightening its grip, major cities across the country are recording the air quality in the poor and the moderate categories, indicating potential health concerns for residents. Delhi registered the highest pollution levels in the country today, followed by Jaipur and Chandigarh with the AQI readings of 235 and 233, both categorized as poor. Coming to international news now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has met the top leaders of the Caribbean nations on the margins of the India-CARICOM summit and discussed strengthening bilateral ties and enhancing cooperation across several key areas. The Prime Minister arrived in Guyana earlier in the day, the first visit by an Indian head of the state to the country in more than 50 years. Had an excellent meeting with Dr. Mohammad Irfan Ali, President of Guyana. The President himself enjoys a strong bond with India, PM said on X. Donald Trump's lawyer told a judge that the Republicans' conviction for illegally covering up hush money payments to a porn star should be dismissed because he won the US presidential election and sentencing would threaten government stability. In a letter filed on Tuesday and made public on Wednesday, the Republican president-elect's lawyers asked New York State Supreme Court Justice Joan Merchant for permission to file a formal motion laying out their arguments by December 20. Coming to business news, Adani Group stock fell sharply on Thursday with shares dropping by as much as 20% in early trade. The decline of shares of Adani Group comes after US federal prosecutors charged Gautam Adani, the group founder, with bribery allegations. Alleged 265 million bribery cases linked to securing solar energy contracts in India, reported news agency Reuters. Adani Enterprise hit the lower circuit at 2,539.5, marking a 10% drop. Although the stock has recovered significantly from the lows seen after the Hindenburg research report earlier, this year it is still far from its previous highs. The United States could impose nearly 50% of tariffs on imports of China next year. A Reuters poll of economists showed potentially slicing growth in the world's second biggest economy by up to 1% point. The poll, the first on China's economy, Reuters since Donald Trump's sweeping election victory on November 5, also predicts that the president will resist, starting off with blanket 60% tariffs on Chinese goods. Trump, who is due to take office in January, pledged during campaigning to slap hefty tariffs on Chinese imports as part of a package of America First trade measures, causing unease in Beijing and heightening growth risks for China. Coming to sports news now. Pakistan cricket team are now focusing on Champions Trophy set to be played early in 2025, said newly appointed white ball coach Aqib Javed. Javed took over from interim coach Jason Gillespie, under whom Pakistan beat Australia in the ODI series. Speaking ahead of the tour Zimbabwe, Javed said that his goal was make a settled squad in the white ball team which could play in the Champions Trophy. Pakistan are expected to host the tournament in 2025. However, there is no confirmation of the schedule from the International Cricket Council due to BCCI's issues with travelling to the country. India and Australia are set for another edition of Border-Gavaskar Trophy. Back in 2018-19, India won their maiden test series on Australian soil under the leadership of Virat Kohli. Then in 2021, India again won down under then skipper Virat Kohli left after the opening test in Adelaide, where India were bowled out for 36 in their second innings. But under Ajinkya Rahane, India came up trumps in Melbourne and Brisbane to win the series 2-1. Rishabh Pant's heroic knock took the visitors past the finish line at the Gabba. The upcoming series is also expected to be an absolute cracker, with both teams looking strong and packed with quality players. So that concludes our news bulletin for today. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned to Bharati News for coverage and more updates. Wishing you a good evening and a great night ahead.
भारती न्यूज, सीधा, सटीक और निष्पक्ष।